chances are that if you're in your mid-20s, you've been on YouTube for quite a significant amount of time. And I'm also very certain that you guys are very familiar with the rise of reaction channels, as I have actually ran one myself. And I never really quite addressed the whole slowing down on my upload speeds, and I just kind of disappeared off the internet for just a bit. Through this long pause I've actually taken on YouTube, I've actually dedicated a lot of my spare time learning how to work with cameras and trying just to like get into something that I have always wanted to pursue as a kid, but never really had the resources to do so. Hey, why not? Hey! Now, I know the vast majority of you guys have actually found me within the last 2 years when I started this reaction series, but I have actually been on YouTube since November of 2009. When I initially started off was as a guitar tutorial channel. But since I've had the opportunity to actually run a reaction channel, I wanted to take the time to break down some of the logistics and some of the numbers that a lot of people tend to want to know about as to how much it is a reaction channel could produce, and I'll let you know, the numbers are gonna baffle you. Or I mean, at least they did baffle me. So before we get started, I just want to remind you guys that this is all from my personal experience with my channel. So I started with my very first reaction video being published in September of 2017, where I was consistently and religiously posting up there about 2 to 4 videos every single week. The majority of my posting was consistent all up until July of 2020, where I started slowing down, but it wasn't until 2018 where I found myself really going at full speed. And it was that year that I started realizing that the channel was picking up, and so were the earnings. Especially compared to the beginning of this channel, where I was a guitar tutorial channel and I had roughly about 50 videos at the time before I switched to do the music reaction series. I was earning up to $350 a year. Nonetheless, I got very excited about this pay increase. And on that very first year of YouTube, I actually made a whopping $718.48. And it was that following year of 2019 that was my most active year here on the platform. And that's when I really started noticing the growth that I was experiencing. And it was then when I considered to open my Patreon page, and I got a few sponsorships here and there along the way. As you may or may not know, YouTube is considered a passive form of income, and so it's one of those things where you put the work up front and then you're able to reap the earnings later down the road. And with my videos quickly accumulating, the money continued growing. So I was actually able to double my money that year of 2019, and I ended it with a strong $1,439.23. That is incredible. Not really. But of course, like most content creators, they're always trying to create other forms of income in order to help supplement them, create the videos that they want to do. And so that brings me on to Patreon. Now, at the peak of Patreon, I had a total of about 4 amazing supporters that actually believed in this beaner, that actually were contributing a total of $27 to my monthly income. I know the 4 of you are watching this, and I want you to know, I love you. And now, of course, my last source of income, which is the forbidden fruit sponsorship deals. Now, I can't really discuss as to how much I got paid by these brands in particular, but what I could tell you is that altogether, it was less than my total 2019 earnings for that calendar year. And this same situation also occurred in 2020, so I don't have to touch upon this again later on. Now, in the memorable year of 2020, I wasn't really posting as often, so hence why I'm not going to discuss too much of the numbers, but just to show you and not to leave it out, this is how much I ended the year with a total of $976 with 38 cents, which is not all that bad. Passive income. If I say it enough, my CPM will go up. I bet you that. Speaking of CPM, for those of you that need to know, oh boy. The way CPM works all the way on that other side, it's $2.46. That is what YouTube is getting paid for the advertisement that they're placing. And then that lovely number right down the middle, the 10 beautiful cents, that is how much a creator would get paid. Mine's varies because I had a reaction channel, so nonetheless, this is it. Those 10 cents that reflect as RPM, and RPM stands for rates per milli or something along that line. For every 1,000 views, I was making 10 cents. Advertisers were having a ball with me, huh? Now, one thing worth mentioning is that with YouTube getting stricter and stricter with every passing year, and music companies, of course, being interested in being paid for the music that they helped produce, it is safe for me to tell you that the work that you put into YouTube does not, or at least not in reaction channels, does not amount to the same amount of payout. But another thing that's worth mentioning is that a lot of my videos were actually demonetized, and I would just find myself creating videos was just to stay connected with my extended YouTube family. I don't know what the future holds for reaction channels, but this is me putting a tombstone on what used to be a reaction channel. These last 6 months of my life have actually been some of the most fulfilling months I have ever had, and this is all because I gave in to my childhood dream of becoming a content creator. One night I was just sitting here and it just kind of clicked. I much rather create better quality videos than quantity. The concept of the channel has evolved, but I plan to continue making travel related videos, but with a cinematic take on it where I'm able to take you guys on adventures with me. Similar to what you saw at the beginning of this video, and if you enjoyed that, I'm actually going to leave a recent video I made in New York where I tried out this new video concept. It's going to be linked down below. I'm learning to become a better storyteller, and I wanted to just share with you some of the things I come across in my day-to-day life. So if you want to check that video out, it's going to give you a better understanding as to what it is I'm striving for. Now, I know I'm also going to be losing a lot of you in the process, and I just want you to know that that's perfectly okay. People change, we adapt, and we grow. And at this point, I'm ready to move on. Regardless, I really hope and I invite you to stick around so you can check out some of the future adventures I have planned out for us. But until then, follow me on Instagram to be updated with my daily life, or every once in a while at least. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Later.